Welcome to everyone. This is going to be, I assume, a brief announcement. Yeah, I'm not gonna add like the whole night, but it's not that I have super huge amount of time available, but I want to tell you that I'm thinking about this. I was thinking about this topic a lot, and Islam Makhachev kind of impressed me with his prior performance. So I really want to think whether this guy can be the new title contender. So I'm trying to think how could this develop and what could be the next potential point of view. And is Islam Makhachev going to be a new title contender? Well, some things are definitely going to change here, especially in this lightweight division. Because Makhachev was number 9, he will probably hoop over Conor McGregor, Dan Hooker, and he'll overtake many fighters and probably reach top 5 status. So, yeah, I do believe that Islam Makhachev is definitely going to be one of the toughest names in the division. He impressed me a lot in the matchup against Thiago Moises, but looking back at his UFC career, I introduced this former Combat Sambo world champion for the first time when he fought Lyle Kuntz, and he didn't look that impressive. Even later, he got knocked out to Adriano Martins, and I said, "Oh man, this guy will never make a career." But when you train with Khabib Nurmagomedov, you simply can't stay away from a good career. Then he fought Chris Wade, Nick Lentz, and outworked the majority of them with superior wrestling, knocked out Gleison Tebow, armbar KJ Johnson, and then back-to-back decision wins over Arman Sarukian, Davi Ramos. But he was so dominant against Drew Dober and Thiago Moises. I pretty much think that his level of dominance was just too big in those fights. And I was thinking whether Islam Makhachev is going to make something big in the world of MMA, and yes, he did after back-to-back wins over Drew Dober, number 15, and Thiago Moises, number 14. Islam Makhachev is now sitting comfortably at number 9, but I believe he will overtake Conor McGregor, he will overtake Tony Ferguson. They are not his class, and in the next fight, Makhachev is going to meet some really, really dangerous name. It could be Rafael Dos Anjos. It could, right now, Benel Dariush, Michael Chandler. It's kind of hard to say they don't have bouts slated, but I would really appreciate to see this guy against Benel Dariush. That would be a really, really good matchup to watch, because I'm very much confident that Makhachev could make a mess at UFC lightweight division. There are many things where Makhachev is particularly good at, and one of those things he is definitely superior wrestling. Then he choked out Thiago Moises, who's a BJJ black belt. So choking out BJJ black belt has never been an easy mission to go. And me personally, I've never seen a person doing such a great job in submitting guys like this, in submitting BJJ black belts. And yeah, he got knocked out by Adriano Martins, but since then he worked a lot in his submissions, and also he won. He was Federation International Amateur de Sambo champion since then, and he won some great championships in Sambo. For example, he won Men's Combat World Championship in Sambo, and Makhachev was under contract with the UFC, so it just speaks about his level of dedication. At M1, he is undefeated, so it just speaks about the guys he fought in his career. It speaks for itself. Makhachev's career definitely speaks for itself, and I'm very much confident that Islam Makhachev can really, really put on a show, and his submission skills definitely rock. But when it comes to his striking, yeah, he needs to work a lot on his game. That punch against Gleison Tebow would have been a lucky one. His striking might not be the most perfect, but it's better than Khabib's. Khabib has that weird jabs and weird strikes, but Makhachev is more of his technicality his technicality is actually good, and he is actually a very technical fighter. That's Islam Makhachev. But when it comes to other aspects of the game, like for example the technical aspect of the game, then I can't be. Then I can't say. I can even say that he is a better striker than Khabib. Khabib could be more explosive, etc. But Makhachev is more technical, and his striking offers a whole new, different value, if you know what I mean. The other side, we've got something really, really different when it comes to Islam Makhachev. I I have to pinpoint to another aspect of the game, and that's a left high kick from Islam Makhachev that lands clean on some of the fighters. That's his left high kick. That's his right punch, and that's fighting in the mirror. Also, when it comes to wrestling secrets, he proved that he knows a lot about wrestling, and his wrestling knowledge simply knows no limits. I've seen great wrestling skills on the end of Islam Makhachev, and I've seen that Islam Makhachev is really always ready to put on a show and to showcase his amazing skills. And next thing I really love about Islam Makhachev is ability to go for submission switches. He really much fights like a real Sambo dude. Especially when I watched that fight against Anatoly Kornilkin. That's the match that showed me that he can modify every single submission attempt to an armbar. But right now, Makhachev changed his fighting style a lot since his early days, and his wrestling improved significantly, especially when I watched him against Arman Tsarukyan. This was one of the best matches I've ever watched. But Makhachev was having a hard time to the stars. You know, his road towards the stars was very, very hard. Thiago Moises, Drew Dober, David Ramos, Arman Tsarukyan. He was fighting lizards, you know. He was fighting fishes. For example, Chris Wade, Leo Kunz, these were fishes. Adriano Martins. Well, Adriano Martins was a good name. I think that knockout stopped his progress, you know. I think Makhachev's progress was seriously endangered after that knockout. If he didn't lose that fight, he would have probably come into title contention 2 years ago, potentially 2 or 3 years ago, but fans lost interest, and back in 2015 it was not so easy to bounce back of a loss and to recover so quickly. These were different eras, and there were no so many medias, there were no Instagram, there were no social outlets, and there were no places where you could have promoted yourself. So the area for promotion wasn't that much well-rounded. Promotion was a bit different, and we were thinking of it as something, all right, I'm gonna promote myself, but that's basically all I need to say, you know. But nowadays, it's so easy to promote yourself. You have a lot of outlets. That's number one. And number two, you have many places where you can showcase your skills. For example, the UFC is now way more covered than it used to be in 2015. But I was surprised when Makhachev defeated Drew Dober so easily, because Drew Dober showed some high-level skills, and his high-level skills were not too much for Makhachev. He was staying away from that big left hand of Drew Dober and dragged the fight to the ground, outworked him pretty much easily. So that was the way to go. And on the other side, we've seen some different gameplay on the side of Islam on the side of Islam Makhachev, because I was thinking on the side of Makhachev that it's gonna work out differently, especially in that last fight against Thiago Moises. I was worried about his cardio, especially considering the fact that Thiago Moises is a beast when it comes to 5-round fights, and his 5-round wars were something definitely different. Yeah, his 5-round wars showed some technicalities. I mean, Moises won many split decisions, and his level of experience is just too much. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, this guy is black belt under Paulo's Streckert, and let's see, he fought. He fought, for example, at LFA. He fought Robert Wetley. At RFA, he fought for 5 rounds 2 times and won both of them against Zach Freeman and Jamal Emmers, who are very good fighters. He defeated Kurt Holobaugh, Michael Johnson, Bobby Green, Alexander Hernandez in 3-round, in the great 3-rounders. Lost to Damiris Magulov, Benel Dariush. So, Benel Dariush was a heck of a wrestler. Damiris Magulov was a heck of a striker. Islam will be soon champ. Probably yes. I think he has good chances to become the champ. And I'm trying to say that Makhachev, it was expected to see a domination from Makhachev when it comes to wrestling aspect of the game, but I was afraid because of Thiago Moises' great head kicks and great abilities to defend submission attempts, and never seen somebody submitting him like this. That was something new to me. That was definitely something new to me. Thiago is 26. He will be step by step better. Well, he will be, but he has some time to bounce back and recover. But when it comes to Makhachev, that's going to be a whole new, different dimension, because Makhachev is now at the age of 29, which are the best age for MMA, 29 to like 34, 35. So his best years are coming. How do you see Gamrot? I see Gamrot at top 10 very soon. Top 10, maybe even top 5. I think he will be a serious threat to a featherweight belt. I think Mateusz Gamrot is going to be a very serious threat to a featherweight belt in like 1 or 2 years, because after that victory over Jeremy Stevens, who's now considered a gatekeeper, that means he could really progress in the years to come. I kind of have a feeling that he could really progress in the years to come. On the other side, I see Makhachev. I don't know who's going to be his next rival. Maybe Benel, maybe Tommy Ferguson, maybe. It really depends what is UFC up to, but I think they should give him somebody from top 5 and some really, really good name from top 5, because he deserved it. He wins fight after fight, and he is going to sell a lot of pay-per-views. I really believe Islam Makhachev is going to sell a lot of pay-per-views, and Dana White knows it, because Makhachev's market is different. Makhachev's market is very much different. All right, many more people from Russia, I believe, and also, but many people who are following, for example, Ali Abdelaziz, Hamza Chimaev, Khabib Nurmagomedov, same fans are following Islam Makhachev. So Dana is going to get a lot of pay-per-views, and he is definitely, maybe that's not the most entertaining battle in the world, but when it comes to pay-per-view aspect, a lot of fans are following this sport, and a lot of fans are supporting Islam Makhachev. So that's going to be a good news, especially for him, and that is definitely going to be something new, some kind of a revolution, because his striking is better than Khabib's. Never seen Khabib throwing head kicks and something like that. On the other side, we got Makhachev throwing head kicks, so he is. Khabib was a master of ground fighting. Makhachev is also a master of ground fighting, who knows Khabib's skills. But on the other side, there is something different. He has head kicks, which makes him different. From Khabib, and makes him more entertaining to watch. If you watch that battle against Arman Tsarukyan, you'll probably noticed how entertaining it was. Those throws, those trips, takedowns. I think he is more well-rounded fighter than Khabib. And can he be a greater star than Khabib? Well, that's a good question, but if you want to answer no, think twice. Think twice, because Makhachev is at his prime right now, and he can be a really, really big star in the years to come. So that's a fact we mustn't ignore. We really much mustn't ignore that fact. And he could even sell more tickets in the years to come. Does he have a beef with somebody? No. Well, that's a problem. Khabib likes to keep his mouth shut, just like Makhachev, but Makhachev learned English very well, and his English is now way better. It has improved. It has evolved into the new aspect of the game. I think so too. More well-rounded than Khabib. Yeah, more well-rounded and more entertaining, man. He knows to kickbox. I've never seen Khabib kickboxing. I've seen Khabib boxing, sending from time to time a low kick, but that was it. Boxing and wrestling was his martial art, but this guy literally knows everything. This guy is ready, very much ready to put it on a show. So yeah, that's it. That's something I want to pinpoint. So yeah, I got to say that this could really be something good, something new, and something revolutionary in the world of mixed martial arts. That could be Khabib's. That could be extended version of Khabib. That's how I see Islam Makhachev. I see him as an extended version of Khabib. Like we have Khabib with ground game, with submission skills. We have Khabib with a bit weaker boxing, but with better kicks, better clinching, and a bit of better knees. So we just need somebody to mess around. No, we just need somebody to make a beef. But Conor was a master of it. Conor was definitely a master of beefing, and Khabib, on the other side, he was just training. He was dedicated. Islam is evenly dedicated, like Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah, Islam Makhachev is evenly dedicated, and he has Khabib in his corner. So there are many ways to say that this is going to be outstanding, especially between these two guys. That's definitely going to be outstanding, especially Islam Makhachev is learning from Khabib, but he's learning from all other great fighters in the division. For example, I've seen him copycat in low kicks in this fight, which is a big surprise because I was expecting to go for more clean version of wrestling and holding the opponent. But this guy can strike with Moises, which was also a big surprise for me. All right, Khabib could have struck with Conor. Khabib was striking with Conor. I mean, Khabib even dropped Conor, but Makhachev is way more rounded, and he can land some punches. Opinion on Ryan Hall. Well, Ryan Hall has to learn to strike, otherwise he will never reach top 10. He just needs to learn to strike. His BJJ is too good and his striking is too poor. That's my opinion of Ryan Hall. He just needs to learn to strike. Ryan Hall's only kick is the left middle kick. I never seen him throwing a high kick, never seen him throwing heavy hands, heavy punches. He's only going for BJJ. That's not gonna work in the era of modern MMA. In the era of Royce Gracie and UFC 1, UFC 5, Ryan Hall would have been the champ. But nowadays, that's simply not gonna work. Hello, Otis. How are you? Otis, I just need to announce. Yeah, it's in progress still. I really need some time to. It's not easy to buy all those food. The food I eat, it's easy to buy, but it's a bit of a specific food, so I will really need some time to make that video. No, really. Tonight I was making a video of myself eating shakes, eating like poultry, chicken, like white meat, vegetables, fruits, and that's what I was making. But it's hard to find the food that Johnny Boy eats. Need to buy a beer. Will I give him a rematch? Yes, I will. If it happens, I will. I'm an athlete. So yes, of course, yes. You're still getting the interview. Yes. It's officially confirmed today. I'm getting it tomorrow. Yes. I confirmed. I had contact with Ali in the morning, so we confirmed. It's officially confirmed for tomorrow. So you can expect it tomorrow in the evening. Yeah, but I recorded the full diet. I can cut my training videos. That's easy, but John's food is hard to buy. But I need some time to buy it. Can't wait. I really need some time to buy that food. So I first need to locate where we have those kind of food. It's not easy to find it. Dylan as well. Yeah. Dylan and Ali. Yeah, Dylan and Ali, true. But you will see, it's gonna be an entertaining video. It's gonna be a lot of look at this guy, he missed weight, etc. But yeah, I really believe Makhachev is the new champ. What if John only wants to fight in Pride rules? Challenge accepted. I'm more down to Pride rules. I prefer Pride rules because I can soccer kick. Hello, Donaldo. I can soccer kick. I prefer that, and I can jump on somebody's head. So I'm more fan of Pride rules because I'm a striker. I'm not good with UFC rules. I'm a striker, so I would accept that. I would accept that if you ask me. Hey, Thomas, how are you? I would accept those rules if you ask me. I would rather accept Pride rules than UFC rules. UFC rules are more for wrestlers, for grapplers. I mean, okay, you can also win if you're a striker. I mean, what am I talking about? You can win, but if in UFC, if you're a good wrestler, you're always have an advantage. But if you're a very, very good wrestler, then striker is fucked up. And you've seen that. In almost every match, when you have an extremely good striker versus extremely good grappler, you know who wins. Let me guess. Wrestler. Bare knuckle. I've never fought bare knuckle. I don't know whether I would accept that. I've never fought bare knuckle in my whole life. I mean, I had few street fights, etc., but I've never fought like bare knuckle boxing, etc. I don't think I think I'm not a good bare knuckle fighter. MMA sounds okay to me. MMA rules sound okay. Boxing, not that good boxer, you know. Never would accept something like that. If uses a gi, well, that could make a problem to me. I would use a gi as well. I would also, I would not use a gi. I would use kickboxing outfit. So yeah, kickboxing outfit. Interview tomorrow. Yeah, it should be tomorrow. Ali contacted me today, so interview should be slated for tomorrow. It should happen, and we're gonna see it. Yeah, gonna keep the ball rolling. Go Shamil, he's fighting next week against Chris Duckhouse. He's my favorite. Man, he's having very hard opponent. I'm not thrilled because of that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not thrilled at all because Duckhouse is heavy opponent. Think he's gonna have a very hard time. I wish Shamil to win, but I don't like the fact he's fighting Duckhouse. I'm really not impressed by the fact he's fighting Duckhouse. So, do I like that? Nah, I don't like that at all, guys. I'm heavily worried because he's fighting Duckhouse. Shamil will out-wrestle Duckhouse. You forgot one very important thing. Duckhouse ground game and BJJ skills. Yes, Shamil is going to out-wrestle him. And what's going to happen if he catches Shamil's arm or choke? That's a problem. But Shamil is a better wrestler. My advice, keep the fight standing against the cage. You know, just wrestle against the cage and Shamil wins. It's going to be a boring fight, but that's the only way to win for Shamil. Only safe way. Drew will prevail over Dylan Poon. Can't wait to see. That interview is going to look really, really great. Yeah, we're going to see Dylan, we're going to see Puntang. This is going to be a real lovely fest. Would you fire John on the street? Throw him? On the street? If it's like street beefs, you watched that street beefs. I assume you watched it. You have it on YouTube. Then yeah, I would accept that way to fight. Just, you know, with the mouthpiece and that's it. But on the street, like a street fight, no. Street fight with rules, yeah. Like street fight with rules, yeah. Like on the street, no. No, I'm not Conor McGregor. That's Conor McGregor's style to throw chairs and those things. I'm a respectful guy. No, I'm not that kind of a guy. I'm just a guy, let's enter the ring and settle everything. That's me. But okay, I'm gonna make this video and we will see whether we are going to get a response from him. I would have had a video way earlier, but sorry guys, it's very hard to purchase those kind of food. That's very hard to buy in Serbia. Those kind of food. And yeah, Devil's Backyard. Yes, yeah. Hey, how are you doing, Adolf? Greetings. Devil's Backyard. Yes, I would accept it. No. Professional wrestling, never. He would piss me up. I don't know to wrestle. UFC was great last night. Yeah, I was actually 9 out of 10 was my score. I equalized my best score, 9 out of 10 for the second time, but I can't have a perfect card. Professional wrestling, never. I'm not a good wrestler, and he's heavier. I would never accept that. In MMA, everything is allowed. Wildwood and Morgan anywhere, any rules. Wow, thank you, man. In BGG, I would probably win. I would accept BGG. BGG, I would accept. I'm not that bad at BGG, but wrestling, good defensively, when it comes to more of a good defensive guy. Wrestling, I'm fair defensively, but offensively, never been a good wrestler offensively. So, yeah, but MMA is my pick for those kind of rules. I'm down for it. Well, that's the only thing. We'll see. I'm down for it. At least we're gonna laugh. He first has to accept the call out, and we will see. Maybe he will. He won't, but new video is coming. Maybe not this week, but I need to buy all those food, and pizzas are not easy to buy here. Big Macs or cheeseburgers, not easy to buy. Sweets, it depends. Let me see. Coke, okay, you can buy a Coke. And other food is so hard to buy. But come to UK for your training camp. Oh, for sure, man. I will train with Drew and Otis. That's I'm planning actually to come to Scotland to a training camp, but UK sounds fair too. What else we have from food? We can buy sugar. Yeah, we can buy sugar, chocolate, cakes. That's easy to buy, but Big Mac, like those things, we don't have much of it. That's like USA food. So, like when you're in Serbia, it's not easy to buy. But the food I eat, you can buy it literally in every shop here. For example, food I eat, I'm a fan of fruits, vegetables, poultry, meat, fish. You can buy it everywhere here. It's not hard to buy it. But but USA food, some things it's not easy to buy it. If you live in a smaller city, you're pretty much fucked up. And you live in Belgrade, like me, you can buy it, but you must travel from one end of the town to the other end of the town. In my case, because my part of town doesn't have McDonald's and doesn't have such kind of a food. But okay, it's a big city, so let's keep the ball rolling. Yes, I'm down for UK. I'm very much down to come for the camp, and I'm very much down to prepare and train. So I will give everything I have to train hard. But yeah, I believe Islam Makhachev is definitely going to fight for the title very soon. I mean, next win, I kind of see them giving Islam Makhachev some really well-ranked fighter. If I was the matchmaker, I know that majority of fights are slated, but I would like to see him versus Benel Dariush. That would be like a real test for Makhachev. Like Tony Ferguson, no. Tony Ferguson is past his prime. Like Benel Dariush, give this guy Benel Dariush. That's a real test. If he defeats Benel Dariush, that would be a great way to go for him, and that would open up title fight if he defeats Benel Dariush, or maybe put him in a big contention. But it's a good place in Serbia to meet beautiful women. There are many good places in Serbia to meet beautiful women. I mean, you have like the main street in Belgrade, we call it Knez Mihailova, that's a good place. You have a lot of like, we call that rafts, rafts when you exit, for example, in the night. Nightlife was pretty much fucked up by COVID, but you can go to nightclubs and meet people. If you're really looking for a lovely, pretty looking woman, nightclubs are the best option, as much as I can say. Yeah, nightclubs. About other areas, I don't know. These are the greatest areas to meet. And if you wanna just cruise around the city, I assume you can meet them. But nightlife is pretty much popular in Serbia. But of course, it happens on weekends, and I work on weekends, so I kind of forgot how nightlife looks like. But at the end of the day, yeah, like nightlife is a good place to meet them. A lot of fights, it depends. Sometimes there are fights, sometimes there are not fights. But if people are too drunk, fights can happen. Fights can happen from time to time. You always have the drunk people who came here to make a mess. So it's. But I was lucky when I was younger. I didn't have a single fight when I was going to those clubs, etc. I was a bit lucky. Maybe I was just lucky, but there has never been a fight when I was exiting. There has never been a fight when I was exiting. I was having fights, but not in the clubs. So maybe I was just lucky. But it depends. Sometimes you can get into a fight even if you do nothing. For example. No, I was just probably very lucky with those titles, with those no fighting. And with those no fighting stuff, I was just pretty much lucky, I believe. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I haven't slept the whole night. The craziest thing you saw happen at club. The craziest thing I saw happen at club. The craziest thing I saw happen at club was a bartender who was trying to impress his customers. He was trying to carry more drinks. He was like, okay, I can impress my customers, and he was carrying like this. And he said, okay, I'm gonna throw it and catch it. I'm gonna throw it and catch it, like throw in the air and catch and put it on the table for a guest. And he tried to do that, and he was unable to catch the glass that was falling down, and the drink just fell into pieces, if you know what I mean. And the drink just glass was broken, and we were all laughing. That was the craziest thing I've seen. Like, it was so funny. He was trying to impress us, and then he had to pay that drink, and that drink was not a cheap one. It was his whole salary for that night. It was a very expensive drink, and he was trying to be a wise guy, that bartender, and it was so funny. We were all laughing, and his manager came and said that he has to pay for that drink. Nazi. Hey, Real News MMA, how are you, man? Yeah, that was the funniest thing that ever happened. He was working that night, and he fucked himself up literally, because he was like, oh, let me show you. Throw in the air, catch a glass. And he was unable to catch a glass. It fell into pieces, and he had to pay for that drink. And it was like, man, that drink costed like 30 euros, I believe. And 30 euros was his salary for the night, That was his shift for the night, the salary for his shift. It was the funniest thing that ever happened in any club, right? Yeah. I'll have to go now. I would stay a bit more, but I need to get up early tomorrow. I have to work. I have some obligations, and catch y'all. Yes, English is very common language in Serbia. Over 60% of population knows it. Not like me though, but they can understand you. Yeah, you have to go. So catch y'all. Have a great day, and tomorrow I'm probably gonna go live. We'll let you know, but have a great day, everyone. I must work tomorrow. Must get up early on.